Welcome to Grammar 101 at Dexter Southfield, and today we are talking about phrases. A phrase is a group of related words that is used as a single part of speech. A phrase does not contain both a subject and a verb. There are three categories of phrases, and within those three categories are a total of 6 phrases. The three categories are prepositional phrases, verbal phrases, and appositive phrases. And the 6 phrases that you need to know are the adjective phrase, the adverb phrase, the participle phrase, the gerund phrase, and the infinitive phrase. And of course, the appositive phrase doesn't have any subcategories, so that's the 6th one. Now let's break each of these down one at a time. A prepositional phrase includes a preposition, a noun or pronoun called the object of the preposition, and any modifiers of that object. The adjective phrase is a prep phrase that modifies a noun or a pronoun, just like we know adjectives would do. And likewise, the adverb phrase is a prep phrase that modifies an adjective, a verb, or an adverb, just as we know an adverb would. Verbal phrases may make you want to run out of the room screaming, but give me a chance. We can make this work. Verbal phrases are phrases that have a verb that is being used as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. And in some cases, one type of phrase could be any of those three. That sounds intimidating. Let's go one at a time. First, the participle phrase. So a participle is a verb that can be used as an adjective. Again, these are all called verbal phrases. So you're going to hear the words is a verb over and over again. So a participle is a verb that can be used as an adjective. A participle phrase, therefore, is a verbal phrase that consists of a participle and any modifiers or complements the participle has. The entire phrase is used as, again, an adjective. A gerund is a verb that ends in ing that is used as a noun. So again, is a verb, but now it's being used as a noun. And there's this neat little trick here. Gerunds always end in ing. They're easier to find. Therefore, a gerund phrase is a verbal phrase that consists of a gerund and any modifiers or complements the gerund has. The entire phrase, again, is used as a noun. It's a verb that acts like a noun. An infinitive is a verb form that can be used as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. Okay, so things just got a little more complicated, but still, is a verb, and where gerund was always a noun and a participle is always an adjective, an infinitive can be used as a noun, or an adjective, or an adverb. So it got a little more complicated. But wait, it's about to get easier. Most infinitives begin with the word to. That's an easy trick. So, an infinitive phrase is a verbal phrase that consists of an infinitive and any modifiers or complements the infinitive has. The entire phrase may be used, again, as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. But here's the key. Look for the word to. It's going to signal to you that it's an infinitive phrase. And finally, we have the appositive phrase. And this is a bit simpler. There are no subcategories. The appositive phrase has an appositive. And an appositive is a noun or pronoun placed beside another noun or pronoun to identify or describe it. An appositive phrase consists of an appositive and its modifiers. Each one of these sentences has a phrase we just talked about. Let's start at the beginning. The players on my team jumped. Okay, right here is a prepositional phrase. And as we look at the next sentence, there's another prepositional phrase. The players jumped over the cones. So here are 2 prepositional phrases. One of them is an adjective phrase and the other one is an adverb phrase. The first one is the adjective phrase and the second one is the adverb phrase. And if you're curious as to why, think about it. On my team is describing the players. What kind of players are they? They're the players on my team. And in this case, this tells us how the players jumped. Therefore, it's describing the verb jumped, and it's an adverb. Next, let's look at the next 2 sentences. Coach Rachel, being a smart woman, gave us the plan. And then Coach Rachel, a smart woman, gave us the plan. I've already underlined the two phrases, being a smart woman and a smart woman. Now, they're not the same. The first one starts with the word being. Being is a verb. In this case, it's acting like an adjective. Therefore, we call these phrases participle phrases. And participle phrases act like adjectives. Being a smart woman is describing Coach Rachel. Next, Coach Rachel, a smart woman, gave us the plan. And in this case, you've got the word woman, which is acting as a positive. So this is a positive phrase. And as you know, an appositive phrase is a noun placed next to another noun that helps identify it. And again, it can be a noun or it can be a pronoun. Next, we have three sentences that also sound very similar. Coach Rachel's plan was to score 5 goals. Coach Rachel's plan to score 5 goals is good. Coach Rachel's team planned to score 5 goals. And here we go. The infinitive. To score 5 goals. To score 5 goals. To score 5 goals. So you might be wondering, why do we do this 3 times? An infinitive phrase can act like a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. And here we have 3 sentences, so which one's which? The first one, Coach Rachel's plan was to score 5 goals. To score 5 goals is acting a whole lot like the predicate nominative. Therefore, this is an infinitive phrase, and it's acting like a noun. In the second one, Coach Rachel's plan to score 5 goals is good. To score 5 goals seems to be telling me a lot about the plan. Therefore, it's describing a noun, and words that describe nouns are called adjectives. So this infinitive phrase is acting like an adjective. And finally, this last one, Coach Rachel's team planned to score 5 goals. Well, this infinitive phrase seems to be telling me about how the planning happened. It's describing planned, and those kind of words are called adverbs. So, again, these are all infinitive phrases, but they each can act differently. And finally, these last 2 sentences have gerund phrases. Here they are. Coach Rachel's team heard the loud cheering. The loud cheering is a gerund phrase. It ends in ing, and that gives you the hint that you need. So a gerund phrase, and gerund phrases, as we know, always act like nouns. But just so you're clear about this, not all gerund phrases just stop with the actual gerund itself. Sometimes they can extend and include a prepositional phrase as well. So again, this is just a longer gerund phrase that actually includes a prep phrase in it. But it's still a gerund. So in review, the phrases that are in yellow are prep phrases, the phrases that are in blue are verbal phrases, and the one phrase that's in green is an appositive phrase. For reflection, what tricks will work for you in order to better remember each type of phrase? Name at least 3 tricks. Also, what do you consider the 2 phrases that are easiest to get confused with each other? And just a guess here based on experience, the participle and the gerund, they can get confusing. I believe in the examples you just saw, they both ended in ing.